Hi, my name is Greta Sanders, and this is my presentation for my EDU 306 class. Today, I will be discussing the 1994 Spears versus Jefferson Parish School Board case. I will discuss the relevant facts of the case, as well as its implications on educators. Let us begin by examining the parties that make up this case. First, there are the plaintiffs. There is Justin Spears, who at the time of the alleged incident was a normal, well-adjusted kindergarten student. And then there are his parents, Joyce and Samuel Spears, who are suing on behalf of Justin. A court case has to have both plaintiffs and defendants. In this case, the defendants are the Jefferson Parish School Board. The Spears family is specifically suing the school board in this case. However, the adults involved in the incident were John Brooks and Johnny Payton, who were Justin's PE teachers at the time. This case covered a lot of issues, but when it was taken to appellate court, it specifically focused on who is liable in cases of emotional harm, what exactly constitutes emotional harm and distress, as well as what constitutes a loss of consortium and what should be awarded for that. The incident discussed in this case took place at Woodland West Elementary School in Louisiana on the morning of February 28, 1989. It was rainy that morning, so physical education class was being held inside the cafeteria, and students were watching a movie. As Justin's class was watching the movie in the cafeteria, Justin and two of his friends were misbehaving and they were causing disruptions. They were crawling all over the two PE teachers, and one of the teachers continually told the three boys that he would kill them if they didn't start behaving themselves. After a while of the three boys misbehaving, one of the PE teachers decided that he wanted to separate the boys. So he took Justin's two friends to his office where he was completing paperwork. Justin stayed behind in the cafeteria and talked to the other PE coach while his friends were gone. The PE teacher in the office decides that he wants to play a joke on Justin. He asks Justin's two friends to pretend like he has hung them and tells them to play dead when Justin is brought into the office. He calls Justin into the office, and Justin sees one of his friends lying on the floor, pretending to be dead. The teacher tells Justin that he has killed both of his friends by hanging them. Understandably, Justin believes that his friends are actually dead and becomes emotionally distraught. He is inconsolable and continues to cry even after being told that his friends are not actually dead. After this event, Justin experienced emotional distress, was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and all of this affected his daily life. He reverted to infantile behavior. He thought that the teacher was going to come out of the mirror and kill him. He couldn't go to the bathroom by himself or sleep by himself. Justin's parents also sued for a loss of consortium. Specifically in this case, Justin's parents cited the facts that he was extremely clingy. He also could not complete day-to-day activities by himself, and his parents felt that these actions were a direct result of what had happened at school. Both Justin and his parents provided live testimony during this case. In addition, two psychologists who had treated Justin took to the stand. These two psychologists testified that Justin had been directly affected by the incident in a negative way. His emotional and mental health had suffered. The defense argued that Justin's suffering was not in proportion to the award he had received. They also argued that his parents had not taken enough steps to mitigate the damage that Justin had experienced. In addition, they felt that the parents did not provide a convincing argument for a loss of consortium. When all was said and done, the court ruled in favor of Justin and his family. They stated that he had completely lost a chance at a carefree childhood. They awarded over $100,000 to Justin and his parents for future therapy and past expenses, as well as a loss of consortium. The court cited several cases in their ruling, but two are listed here. The first deals specifically with loss of consortium, and the second deals with liability of an entity. In the first, a comatose man was bitten by rats, and in the second, a woman was injured in an elevator. Two of the points repeatedly brought up in this case were how much did Justin really suffer? What was that magnitude? And how is emotional distress measured? The second focused specifically on loss of consortium and how the court decided to award the parents for the loss of consortium. A related case involved a high school freshman who was severely beaten multiple times by his wrestling teammates. In this case, the coach not only allowed the bullying, he actually encouraged it, and the court found that the coach was liable for the bullying and the emotional harm that resulted. Successful cases that prove emotional harm are rare, but they do happen. And this case is a perfect example of the fact that schools and individual teachers can be held liable when a student suffers emotional harm as a direct result of their actions. Emotional damage is a real thing, and it is just as serious as inflicting physical damage on a student. Teachers must be aware that their words can cause immense harm, as was demonstrated in this case. Jokes should not be taken lightly, and teachers need to be aware of how their words come out to students. In summary, teachers hold a lot of power over students. If it sounds inappropriate, you most likely shouldn't say it, and you should never threaten a student's life. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch and listen to this presentation.